Looks like a new face is not only joining the Red Sox, he's joining Major League Baseball. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. The Red Sox just made two roster moves. The first one was a pretty obvious one, and that is the Red Sox reinstating Connor Wong. Now, the reason this is so obvious is because Major League Baseball's policy on paternity leave is that you get 3 days maximum. Well, today is the third day, so we all knew that Connor Wong was going to have to be reinstated this afternoon. Now, obviously, it's always good to get Connor Wong back, and in this lineup, he's one of the best hitting catchers in Major League Baseball right now, and that bat, especially in clutch situations, is going to be huge for the Red Sox to try and maintain this hot streak that they're currently on. Now, the Red Sox did have someone up here in replace of Connor Wong, and that was Tyler Heineman, who now is being sent back down to AAA. Just a nice, smooth, easy roster move for the Red Sox. And Tyler Heineman, he hasn't really done much, right? He was a defensive substitution over the weekend, and I don't remember if he got an at-bat. Upon further research, it does look like he got one singular at-bat during his time with the Boston Red Sox, where he struck out. Again, nothing super impactful leaving, but a big impact back coming back. We'll kind of see how Connor Wong's new dad strength affects his gameplay, because that could be absolutely terrifying. But again, this is the one we all knew was coming. This was one that was sort of just a scheduled roster move that was going to happen one way or the other. The other one the Red Sox made today, however, is one that could be absolutely fascinating and certainly may come as a bit of a surprise, and that is a new player joining the Boston Red Sox and making his Major League debut. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. It just helps these videos out a ton, and it's the best way you can let me know you're enjoying the content we are putting out. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into the call-up. The first part of this move is that the Red Sox optioned down struggling reliever Isaiah Campbell back to AAA Worcester. Now, he very recently came back up after getting through an injury and pitching in Worcester for a little bit. And one of the things we talked about when he got called back up to the Boston Red Sox was that the potential for him to still be an effective big league pitcher was there. We saw what it was looking like. We saw what he was looking like fully healthy. And so the Red Sox said, hey, Isaiah, we like what you've been doing in AAA. We like the fact that you're fully healthy. Do you think this could translate to Major League Baseball? Well, we found out our answer. We found out our answer pretty quickly, and the answer is no. No, he could not, because he did get one appearance with the Boston Red Sox after being brought back up to this Major League team, and he did make it through a third of an inning, but in that 1/3 of an inning with 2 outs, Isaiah Campbell allowed 3 earned runs and maybe the longest hit baseball I have seen at Fenway Park in a very long time to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Things did not go well for Isaiah Campbell in that game, and it brought his season ERA with the Boston Red Sox all the way up to a mere 16.2. with about half as bad but still terrible 11.8 FIP and a whopping 27 ERA plus, which is about 73% less productive on the mound than the average pitcher in baseball. Oh, and he is allowing about 2.4 hits or walks for every inning he pitches. His current whip is at 2.4, and that is astronomically high. Things just simply, like I said, have not gone well for Isaiah Campbell at the Major League level this year. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, and I know there are going to be a couple people who are saying I only saying this because I'm some blind Homer fan, but I still think there might be something here with Isaiah Campbell. And I know that sounds crazy. I understand that. But get him back down to AAA Worcester, sort of erase the whiteboard here, put together an entirely different plan, and keep tweaking him a little bit. You saw something in here before the season started. You saw what he could do in spring training. You saw what he could do for the first couple of weeks of the season. And it is an effective pitcher. He's just getting hammered right now because he's leaving pitches basically dead down the middle of the zone, and Major League hitters aren't going to miss that a whole lot. He's not walking a ton of people. It looks like a pretty solid walk rate. He is still striking out a pretty decent amount of guys at the Major League level. The problem is he's just getting hit around a lot. If they could figure out a way for him to limit the amount of hits that he has given up or limit the hard contact he has given up, I still think he could be an effective pitcher. I know I don't want to say that super loudly because it feels like this is just basically who Isaiah Campbell is at this point, but he's still young. The Red Sox do still have a ton of time and control over him. I think there's time to really sort of sit down and tinker with what makes him tick and figure out what the best way and what the best route forward is for Isaiah Campbell. But again, yeah, things did not go well at the major league level last time out. However, this video isn't about Isaiah Campbell. No, this video is about who is replacing Isaiah Campbell, because the Red Sox are going to make a move to replace Isaiah Campbell. And thanks to our friend on this channel, Andrew Parker, we now know who that's going to be. And that is going to be left-handed hurler Bailey Horn, who, for those of you who don't know, was acquired this offseason in a trade with the Chicago White Sox. Now, before getting to the Boston Red Sox, he wasn't exactly having the most fantastic season. In fact, with the White Sox in their AAA affiliate, he had an 11.32 ERA with a not much better 8.55 FIP. He was allowing a ridiculously high 3.48 home runs per 9 innings. Basically, if he pitched an entire game, there's almost 4 balls leaving the yard, and he was walking close to a batter an inning at 8.71. Basically, again, you pitch full 9 innings, you're walking almost 9 batters. However, there was something the Red Sox saw in him. They had been eyeing him for a little bit. He'd bounced back and forth between the Cubs and the White Sox over the last couple of years. Craig brought him into this organization because he had something on him, and whatever they had on him, they have been able to make it work with the Boston Red Sox, because since coming over to the Red Sox, Bailey Horn has been white hot out of the Red Sox bullpen. So far in 16 innings at the AAA level, he has a 1.69 ERA with a bit higher, but still nothing crazy concerning FIP at 3.65. More importantly, though, he's giving up way less home runs, now down to just 0.56 per 9 innings, and he's walking about 3 less batters per 9 innings at 5.06. That is very encouraging in terms of whatever the Red Sox have been able to do with Bailey Horn and whether or not that will translate to Major League Baseball. And that's sort of the big question, right? This is his debut. We aren't going to really know what that's going to look like in Major League Baseball until he actually gets to Major League Baseball. But to see that turnaround from a guy like Bailey Horn, who really had been struggling for a while now, is really impressive and says a lot about the way the Red Sox are going about pitching. Now, we may not know how his stuff is going to translate to Major League Baseball, but we do have somewhat of an idea as to what his approach or attack on hitters is going to look like. For the most part, it's going to be a lot of fastballs. His fastball, pretty quick. It sits between 95, 96, 94 miles an hour. It's somewhere in that mid to upper 90s range. He has a slider that he utilizes a lot and has utilized a lot more since coming to the Boston Red Sox. And he also has a curveball as well. I believe it could also be technically described as a splitter or a changeup. It's an off-speed pitch is basically what it is. He has not used that as much, if at all, since coming to the Red Sox. It's going to be a lot of fastball slider from the left-hand side from Bailey Horn. In terms of where he's going to fit in with this bullpen, I think he's going to be in a bit of a utility bullpen man role, right? Where maybe some days he comes out, he gives you 2 innings, or maybe some days he comes out, gives you a third of an inning just to set up the setup man to the reliever, right? I think they're just going to use him in whatever situation they feel necessary. They didn't have a specific role with the Worcester Red Sox, so my guess is, again, he's probably going to be a 1 or 2 inning guy that comes in when your starter's coming out in the 5th inning and you need to get from the 6th to the 7th. Let's go to Bailey Horn with a couple of lefties coming up in the next couple of innings. That's sort of my idea as to where Bailey Horn's going to fit in this, but there's a couple of reasons why I really like this promotion from the Red Sox. The first one, and most importantly, in my opinion, is the fact that this move feels very proactive. There was an option here for the Red Sox to sit there and say, okay, this is a development year. We like Isaiah Campbell. We still think there's something there. Let's let him figure this out at the major league level, use him in lower leverage situations, and sort of keep tinkering with him at the big league level. But instead, they said, does Isaiah Campbell being on this roster make this the best roster the Red Sox could possibly have? And when the answer was clearly no, they decided to make a choice and get rid of him and bring someone else up who could make this Red Sox the best possible roster roster it can be right now. And to me, that's a very good sign. It means that this front office is trying to help this team win, and I really like that from Craig Breslow. I also really like the fact that they've been doing this basically the entire year. They've been really sort of fluid with their last couple of roster spots, whether that be positionally or in the bullpen, and so far it's worked out pretty well for this team, so I think that's a strategy they're going to stick to. But again, I like the idea of them being proactive as opposed to reactive much further later down the line. Now, the other thing I really like about this move is the fact that it just goes to show you how deep the Red Sox are in terms of bullpen depth right now. I mean, think about it. Last year, if you had two of your main pieces that have been big pieces for you in your pitching roster this season in AAA, you were probably going to Joe Jakes, no offense, or Caleb Orr, no offense, right? Those guys simply weren't exciting pitchers to call up. But right now, you've got Cooper Criswell and Cam Boozer, who have been pretty decent parts of your bullpen so far this year, sitting in AAA, unable to come back up for at least 5-10 days, and yet you're still able to find someone or something in this AAA roster that could possibly make an impact at the big league level. Again, you kind of totally transformed Bailey Horn here. Let's see what he could do in the big leagues. To me, that just goes to show, again, when you're talking about the pitching philosophy on this team, we talk about it all the time, how it's changed so much. This is a prime example of that, and that's another reason why I really, really like the way the Red Sox are approaching this move. Overall, obviously, a huge congratulations to Mr. Bailey Horn. It's been a bit of a winding road. He got into professional baseball back in 2021. Like I said, between 21 and 24, basically, he's bounced essentially back and forth between the two Chicago teams, spending multiple stints on both the White Sox and the Cubs. There were questions as to whether or not he'd even be a major leaguer. Well, he gets traded to the Red Sox, and now for the rest of his lifetime, he could say he's a Major League Baseball player, and there can't be any better feeling than that. So a massive congratulations to Bailey Horn. In terms of the move itself, again, I love this move just because of what it means in terms of the overarching philosophy the Boston Red Sox are rocking right now. In terms of the on-field play, he can't possibly be much worse than what we've seen from Isaiah Campbell lately. So I think this is a smart move by the Red Sox. We'll see how it works out, right? We don't really have a sample size to talk about, but I do think this will be a hopefully successful new move for this Red Sox team. And if it's not, well, you've got Cam Boozer, you got Cooper Criswell, who are going to be ready to come back to the Boston Red Sox within the next couple of weeks. I would say Boozer's probably 10 days. Cooper Criswell's probably 7 or 8, right? You got a couple more days here, so it could still be a short stint for Bailey Horn, but I love this move from the Boston Red Sox regardless. And finally, a huge congratulations to Connor Wong on his baby. Welcome back to the Boston Red Sox. 3 days is much too long to go without complimenting Connor Wong on doing something impactful in a series, and I hope we don't have to deal with that for a very long time. And again, I can't wait to see what he looks like with dad strength, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this move? What do you think about Connor Wong coming back? What do you think about Bailey Horn getting the call up, Isaiah Campbell getting the option down? And do you think it's a smart move like I do, or do you think there could be problems? Let me know all your thoughts on the latest Red Sox call up in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of the second video of the day, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Again, it just helps these videos out a ton. Plus, it's the best way you can let me know you're enjoying the content we are putting out. Thank you all very much for doing so, and I will see you in the red seats.